Hello, welcome back everybody to Totem Tuesday, where in this edition I'll be looking at your questions again. Do keep the questions coming. I think it's nice to make Totem Tuesday more of a chat and see what you think about things. There are some more Totem videos coming about the animals as well, but I'm really enjoying the evolution of the series to include your ideas, your questions and your thoughts, and making it more of a community. So last week we did Fizzy Bee's question. And this time we're doing Label Me Witch's question. Thank you very much, Label Me Witch. And the question is, are totem animals the same as animal spirit guides? And then it says, and what's the difference between an animal spirit guide and I think an animal totem? Because the question didn't quite come out there. So we'll go to the first bit of the question particularly. Are totem animals the same as animal spirit guides? Good question. Again, it's just my opinion. You can agree, disagree, find information elsewhere, see what you think. I feel that they're in the same club, but they're not quite the same members of the club. So I feel that totem animals, or maybe we should phrase it as your power animal, is a being, an animal spirit that is imbued with you, that is linked to you. And it could be something that could be a lifelong journey and a lifelong companionship. It could be something that could be a few years. You may always be linked with a certain animal, and it may be something that you put out there that, I dress like I'm a bumblebee, or people just associate me with cats because I've got a cat tattoo, or every time they hear a crow people think of me, or a seagull is so like my spirit, people think of me as a seagull. You could have something that's a lifelong resonance or a lifelong spirit companion, a totem animal, a power animal. Or this could be something that happens for 10, 15 years of your life, 5 years of your life, and then it changes into something different because your life path changes, your journey changes quite drastically. Or that you've just learned what you can from this animal, and for now they're taking a step back and letting another animal come in and go for it. Whereas I think animal spirit guides they come in for a specific purpose. This is again my opinion, this is just how I would take this. So I think they come in for a specific area, a specific time. Maybe an animal spirit guide could even be a pet or an animal that you've known that's deceased and's come back to kind of give a message. Or it could be an animal that's come in a meditation to show you really need to pay attention to this aspect of your life. For example, maybe you're just meditating along and suddenly there could be a big underwater animal like a whale charging out from under the ocean. It's not the right word, they don't charge, but reaching from under the ocean. And you're like, wow, what does that mean? And next week suddenly you see whales everywhere and you think, there's got to be something about this. And this could mean the water being emotions, whales being beautiful creatures of emotions. It could be showing you a message about your dream life, your unconscious, your emotions, a deeper part of yourselves, deep stuff there coming to the surface. So for a period of time, this animal spirit guide might be showing you a valuable lesson on how to work with that energy, where your actual totem may be hanging out in the background, high-fiving you and letting you get on with it. In my world, totems high-five quite a lot, don't they? Not sure if they actually do. Anyway, so this is how I feel an animal spirit guide will work, as a more specific part of your life that they'll come forward for. They may hang around for a week, a day, one meditation, a month, or a period of months where we're going to work with this, we're going to go through it. And in that period of time, you may meditate with this animal a lot, see it around a lot, work with this a lot, and they could be showing you something specific. That's how I would see it, really. Though I don't think the difference is massive, and the thing is, it's really classification, isn't it, really? I think you could have your power animal being your spirit guide because it's coming through and saying, come on, we're together in this. When in the old tribes, I think I'd say in the Celtic tribes too, that a clown would most likely have a totem animal. This is true in Scotland. There's a few clans I spoke about in the cat video who had the wild cat as their clan totem because their tribe wanted to personify the energy of the wild cat, and for some reason they had that animal and that became a real emblem of their tribe. So that could be another reason that you work with a totem, that maybe your family or your group of friends, your coven or yourself, you're going to put out this is me, that I'm the wild cat, or I'm the turtle, just want to hide away for a bit. So you've got, you could have this as a totem. And this is really interesting because also in folklore and in myth, that if the clan had an animal as a totem, there would be a geese, a rule about it. So, you know, if you had the cat or the dog or the cow as your totem, you'd probably be forbidden to eat the flesh of that animal. And there's lots of stories in the myths, Welsh and Irish and Scottish myths, and this country where the gods and the goddesses trick the heroes. If they're being unworthy, they can kind of trick them into betraying that geese and betraying it and eating the flesh of the animal. The most famous one is Cuchulainn and the Morrigan, because Cuchulainn means Cuchulainn is Hound of Cuchulainn. So you get his totem there. He is the hound. He is the protector and the guardian. And he's one of the king heroes, the real heroes of the Irish myth, and he's a son of Lu, so he's semi-divine, so he does get into these scrapes and manages to get out of them for a while anyway. But he keeps annoying the goddess. She keeps coming up and asking him to do things, you know, to kind of work with her, to sleep with her, and he's like, I don't want this, I don't need it. He insults her many times. I think it comes to a point where she's going, right, well, if you're not going to work with me, I will work against you. And the one thing she does work against him is she comes to him as an old lady and offers him some dog flesh. So the other part of his geese, the other part of his rules is he's not allowed to refuse the food that he's being offered. So he's really stuck. He either breaks the rules by saying no to the food, or breaks his totem his totem rule by eating the dog flesh. In the end, he's like, oh, which one? And he eats the dog flesh, and therefore he's really put the nail in his coffin that he's got himself into trouble. So the totem would have been very personal and maybe a lifelong thing which you really would have worked with for a long time if you're working in a more shamanic or working with the way that the tribes would have done this. As you say, it's in the Celtic tribes, and as you'd seen also in Native American with the totem poles, with the clans or the families would have the animals as totems that they would have as their protective spirits. So to my mind, that's more totem. And an animal that would come through to you for some kind of lesson, guidance, working with would be your animal spirit guide. Again, the old traditional way of dealing with things, you know, is a little bit full on. You don't have to go up eating this animal, though you may feel that you want to. You may feel, actually, this is my totem. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to. I want to be. I'm not saying you want to become vegetarian. Though being vegetarian is awesome. But you don't have to. You know, but maybe you'll say, well, that's my totem animal. What am I going to do to work with that animal? What am I going to do to build a bond on my life path with that animal? And I've done a couple of videos here where you can watch about how to honour and work with your totem animals as well. But, I mean, what the great thing is, in meditations, in journeys, in visualizations, in dreams even, when these animal spirit guides or animal guides come to you, you can ask them, what are you doing? Or you know, Are you an animal guide? Are you here for this? They may not answer you. They may say, you've got to work this out yourself, love. But it's worth asking. It's worth finding out and going on those journeys and discovering. I hope that's answered your question. I couldn't get the second part of the question. I hope I've answered it for you, Label Me Witch. Again, I welcome all your thoughts and opinions and ideas. If you do have any more questions that you would like a little video on answering or looking at, put the questions here. Again, it's not me answering them, it's just me giving my opinion, really. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy all my other shows if you haven't seen them. Subscribe, like, share, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuffs that we love so much. And thank you very much again. Take care.